Okay, we need to verify 1 plus sine alpha times 1 minus sine alpha equals cosine squared alpha. So if you've not seen this before, it's just a different Greek symbol, different way to name the angle instead of theta, but doesn't change anything else. And to me, looks like the left side has a little bit more going on, so I'm going to choose to work with the left side, and I'm going to stick with this, use some algebra, use some trig, until I can make it look like the right side. That way I can prove that this stuff is actually equal to that stuff. Well, to me, binomial times a binomial, this is begging me to FOIL it. So that's how I'm going to start off. So I've got 1 times 1, 1 times negative sine alpha times 1, and sine alpha times a negative sine alpha would be a negative sine squared alpha. Okay, and then combining like terms, those are equal but opposite, so I can make those go away. It's very important that you show all your work here. Even if you can do a couple steps in your head, you need to make sure that you're showing the work, because the question isn't true or false, is this true or not? The question is to verify, so you're trying to show it, so make sure that you are showing your work here. Okay, now I can see, so let me drop this down now that I'm getting closer to the end. This looks close to the first Pythagorean identity. Sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. Now, a big mistake would be to add this over. You don't want to add or subtract anything over, or multiply or divide anything over. Again, you got to really stick with one side, leave this other side alone until you get it to look like that. Now, I would be okay with you just going ahead and saying this equals this. If you can see that this is the first Pythagorean identity, if you have trouble seeing that, though, you could do you could use the first Pythagorean identity in this way. The first Pythagorean identity says sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. So in place of sine squared, I could do 1 minus cosine squared. And then 1, distribute this, minus 1 would be 0. And negative times a negative is positive. So then this would be the better step to add in there. But after you do these for a while, this starts to become so basic. So if you see this without writing that, that'd probably be the one step I'd be okay with you not showing.